I sat down on my couch yesterday afternoon to, well, finally do absolutely nothing.
Yen's nice.
You'd think so, right? But within 10 seconds, I just felt terrible.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, my body was literally screaming for a break. I mean, this past week has been a marathon for me. I've been recording countless videos, replying to endless messages, just wrestling with my inbox.
Yeah, that sounds completely exhausted.
Utterly exhausted. But the moment I stopped moving, this really heavy, creeping sensation set in. I instantly felt guilty.
The guilt.
My brain just started telling me I was being lazy, and honestly, it completely ruined the break. So we are dedicating today's deep dive to unpacking this exact phenomenon.
It's such an important topic.
It really is. We're looking at a stack of sources to figure out why resting often makes us feel bad and how changing our mindset about rest can actually make us more productive.
Exactly. Because resting isn't the opposite of working. It's actually a requirement.
Right. And since we know a lot of you listening right now are actively learning English, we're going to keep our pace nice and clear. Plus, we'll highlight some key English vocabulary along the way to help you learn and grow.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Why does my brain punish me for sitting still when my body is clearly screaming for a break?
Well, the alarm bell you're hearing, it isn't a natural biological response. It's actually a learned behavior.
Wait, so I wasn't born feeling guilty about taking a nap?
Nope, not at all. To understand why your brain is punishing you, we have to look at the cultural water we are all swimming in every single day.
Oh, wait.
We live in what sociologists refer to as hustle culture.
Hustle culture. That's a great term for our listeners to know.
Yeah, hustle culture. It's an environment that basically celebrates constant motion and overworking. And the core philosophy of hustle culture is a very specific and entirely false equation.
A false equation, like what?
It teaches us that being busy equals having value or worth.
Oh, wow. Busy equals worth.
Right. It maps human value directly onto visible output. So if you're producing, if you're moving, if you're stressed out, you are valuable.
I mean, that makes sense. That false equation explains so much about how I was feeling yesterday.
Yeah, because the dangerous flip side of that equation is the belief that resting equals wasting time.
Which means stepping away from your desk feels like you're literally throwing your value away.
Exactly. And the sources use a very specific English phrase for this feeling. They call it productivity guilt.
Productivity guilt. That is exactly what I had. It's that nagging, uncomfortable, knot in your stomach when you aren't actively, checking tasks off a list.
Yes, and you can usually identify productivity guilt by just listening to your internal monologue. It almost always centers around one very heavy English word.
Which word?
Should.
Oh, right, should.
Yeah. When you sit on that couch, the voice immediately starts whispering, I should be working, or I should be answering emails, or
I should be studying.
Exactly. I should be studying. That single word creates this constant, invisible pressure. It basically implies that whatever state you are currently in is wrong.
Right.
You're basically failing a test that you didn't even know you were taking.
Okay, but wait, I have to play devil's advocate here. Let's look at this practically.
Yeah.
If I don't have that voice in my head telling me I should be studying, well, I might just never get off the couch.
That's a common fear, yeah.
Right. Isn't thinking I should be studying just a sign of a good work ethic? Like, how do you know if it's healthy motivation or this toxic hustle culture?
That is a great question. And the distinction really comes down to the underlying exhaustion and guilt that it produces.
Exhaustion and guilt.
Right. A healthy work ethic is driven by purpose. You study, you reach a stopping point, you feel a genuine sense of accomplishment, and then your brain allows you to rest.
Okay, that sounds nice.
But hustle culture is driven by fear. You know you're trapped in it when the should literally never stops.
Oh, I see.
You finish studying for 3 solid hours, you close the textbook, and instead of feeling accomplished, your brain immediately says, you should be reviewing the next chapter.
So there's never a finish line.
Never. It just produces chronic exhaustion because you're running on a treadmill that just keeps speeding up.
Until you eventually collapse.
Mm-hmm.
Which means, for everyone listening, we clearly need a way out of this cycle.
We do. We need to completely redefine what rest actually is so you can stop feeling guilty about it.
I'm all ears. How do we do that?
Well, the sources provide a really powerful analogy to help reframe this. The pit stop.
The pit stop. Like in a car race.
Exactly. Picture a Formula One race car. These are the absolute fastest, most highly engineered machines on the planet, right?
Like they're built for pure speed.
But during the middle of a high-stakes race, What do these cars do? They intentionally pull off the track and stop moving completely.
Oh, that's true. They pull into the pit stop.
They have to. They must pull into the pit stop to change tires and get fuel.
And nobody in the stands yells at the driver for being lazy.
No.
The fans don't scream, "You should be driving."
Precisely. Because everyone understands that if the driver refuses to stop, the tires will shred, the engine will overheat, and the car will break down in the middle of the track.
A total breakdown.
Yes. And in human terms, that catastrophic engine failure is what we call burnout.
Burnout. That's another really important vocabulary word. Burnout is when you just completely run out of energy and can't function anymore.
Exactly. It's physical and mental exhaustion. So looking at it through the lens of the pit stop, rest is not stopping.
Right.
Rest is refueling. It's recovery.
Refueling and recovery. I love that. Here's where it gets really interesting, building on that analogy. It's exactly like a smartphone updating its operating system.
Oh, that's a great comparison.
Think about it. When your phone updates, the screen goes completely black.
Right. You can't use it at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It looks like it's doing nothing. You can't open apps, you can't check messages, but underneath that black screen, it's doing the most crucial background work.
Yes. Fixing bugs, organizing files.
Right. It has to shut down external functions so you can run, as we say in English, stronger, sharper, faster later on.
Stronger, sharper, faster. Those are great comparative words for our learners.
Yeah. So when you think you're doing nothing, your brain is actually actively organizing and repairing.
It is. It's moving information into long-term storage, which is vital for learning a new language, by the way.
Oh, that's a great point. So rest is literally a productivity tool. But okay, understanding this pit stop analogy is great in theory.
Right.
But how can the listener actually put this into practice today? Because I know that if I try to rest later, that productivity guilt is going to sneak right back in.
Well, the sources share the ultimate practical trick for making rest happen without the guilt.
What is it?
Schedule it.
Schedule it, like put on my calendar.
Exactly. You have to treat rest with the exact same authority as an important meeting. Put it on your daily calendar.
Okay, but what does this all mean for my to-do list? Like, if I schedule do nothing time, doesn't it ironically just feel like another chore I have to complete?
I get why you'd think that. But scheduling it isn't about adding a burden. It's about giving yourself permission to step away.
Permission, okay.
Yeah. When you schedule it, you remove the feeling that you're slacking off. You're officially authorizing yourself to execute the task of recovery.
Okay, I can see that. So if we establish that permission, what kind of rest are we actually scheduling? Because honestly, just scrolling on my phone doesn't feel like a pit stop.
And it isn't. Doom scrolling is not rest. The sources actually walk us through 3 simple types of real rest you can schedule.
All right, what's the first one?
The first one is unplug.
Unplug. So disconnecting completely.
Yes. Turning off the phone and disconnecting from the internet for just 10 minutes.
Just 10 minutes.
Just 10 minutes. It stops the constant notifications that keep your brain stressed out.
That sounds amazing, actually. Okay, what's the second type of scheduled rest?
The second type is literally practicing doing nothing.
Doing nothing, like staring blankly into space.
Literally staring into space. No music, no podcasts, no screens, just existing.
I'm not going to lie, that sounds a little terrifying.
It is at first. Your brain is so used to being busy. But if you can get past that initial discomfort, that's when the deep mental repair happens.
The system update.
Exactly.
Okay, we have unplugging, we have doing nothing. What is the third type of rest?
The third is the classic power nap.
Ah, a power nap. But we're talking about a quick charge, right? Not sleeping for 3 hours.
Right, just a 15-minute quick charge. It clears out the chemicals in your brain that make you feel sleepy, but it's short enough that you don't wake up feeling groggy.
Okay, those are 3 really practical tools. Unplug, do nothing, and power nap. But implementing this at work or at home can be tough. What if people interrupt you?
That's a crucial point. Setting boundaries is hard. But the sources provide a very polite, practical English sentence that anyone can use.
Oh, perfect. What's the phrase?
Here it is. I'm taking a break to recharge.
I'm taking a break to recharge. Let me say that again for the listeners. I'm taking a break to recharge.
Exactly. It's a great phrase because the word recharge implies that you are taking care of your battery so you can come back and be helpful later.
It sounds so much better than just saying, I'm tired.
It really does.
Well, this has been an incredibly eye-opening deep dive. To summarize our journey today for you listening at home, we've moved away from the traps of hustle culture and that heavy productivity guilt.
Right, leaving that false equation behind.
Yes. And we've realized that taking a pit stop actually helps us refuel and avoid burnout.
Because rest is a necessary strategy, not a sign of being lazy.
Exactly. So before we go, we want to leave you with a healing affirmation from the sources.
Yes. I invite you, the listener, to just take a deep breath right now. And I want you to internalize this simple English phrase. I'll speak it slowly.
Go ahead.
I deserve this rest.
I deserve this rest.
Yes, you don't have to earn it by working until you collapse. You just deserve it.
That is so powerful. So we're going to leave you with one final thought to mull over today.
Yeah.
Look at your schedule for tomorrow. Look at your to-do list.
Find the shoulds.
Exactly. What is one stressful should, something you feel you should do but don't really need to, that you can cross off right now?
And replace it.
Right? Replace it with a scheduled 15-minute unplugged power nap. Give your brain that system update. You deserve it.